Hello there, this is Colonel Charles of the 42nd Royal Highlander Regiment, and today I shall show you our new under development map being called the Battle of Kingsmeadow. We already have our headquarters being Fort St Andrew, but due to the rather large amount of lag, we are not going to host battles there for the foreseeable future. Because of this, we have created a new battle map, or my major, Liam, suggested it, and I said yes, that he could, and it would actually be rather good. And he's in progress of making one, and this is it here. I've helped him design many of the things, as he's asked, and it is located in the group experiences, unlike, for some reason, Fort St Andrew. But Fort St Andrew shall remain our headquarters. Anyways, I thought I'd give you a tour of what we've got so far. So this here is the spawn for the 42nd Royal Highlander Forces, and there is a small cathedral, there is a horse stable for the cavalry regiment, there is a rallying area before we go off to battle, there is some small barn over there, there is up here, there is a regimental flag. I think that's called the King's Colours, but I'm not sure. And then there's the flag of the United Kingdom. Here, there is a little statue, or monument I suppose, with a 42nd Regimental flag, a musket with a bonnet atop it, and then one of my quotes being, "When one must retreat, charge!" And then there are three statues, those being of our High Bishop Thomas, who is the master of Fort St Andrew. Then we have the statue of Liam, but it doesn't look a very lot like him, and he is the person who is creating this map. And then there is mine, Brigadier General Charles. So of course, as I say, atop this wooden thing, I actually don't know what it's called, wooden raised platform I suppose, this is where the officers would stand, and then the men would be rallied up beneath there, and then we'd go off into battle. The idea of this map is that we do sorts of line battles where a officer will go off and lead, whether it be a squad or a platoon, and they go about to the enemy and they keep forming on the officer's left, sending volleys, reloading, and that sort of thing, with cavalry, light infantry and grenadiers at the flanks. Over here we have the Highlander Barracks, which are a rather nice design. It looks as though some sort of police station. So we shall go inside the Highlander Barracks, and here are the usual uniforms, but the names seem to have been removed from Fort St Andrews, but there's senior officer uniforms, hats, blah 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 blah. So that's the barracks, which we shall now exit if we can. Yes, and then I shall show you in the great cathedral. It's the same cathedral as the one that we have on the outskirts of Fort St Andrew, but I do want the one on Fort St Andrew to eventually be changed to be more grandiose. So here's the altar, and then these are the pews behind me. Very nice, ornate windows. Then, for some reason, the light is already evading me. So I shall just change the time to early morning, I believe it is. Yes. Over here we have a big inn, but it needs to be edited a bit because they are posting it from World War II. Yes, so that's the inn. It's a nice spacious thing. And once we've looked at all this, we'll hop atop a stallion, and we'll use that as the method for seeing the rest of the map. Not entirely sure as to what just happened there. I was transported into flight mode, it would seem. Rather unfortunate. I am rather confused about this flight mode, as it can enable itself whenever it so desires. Ah yes, this barn is I think it's the personal home of Major Liam, and I do quite fancy it. He's got the regimental flag, he's got some grand bed, which I seem to have turned over, and he's got a desk with his old English bicorn. So hop atop a stallion, and hopefully this doesn't throw me into oblivion, and we'll try and give a tour. And actually set up into the sunlight approaching. Over here on the outskirts of the hamlet, we have a small cornfield, which could certainly be used for skirmishing and light infantry tactics. With a small building here, but I don't think it's possible to enter. Then over this way, where we could perhaps have our rifle company. Excuse the poor horse controls, as I am in third person. But over here is a forest where we could have the rifle company sneaking behind enemy lines or such. But I do hope that more trees are added. So we'll go along this here path, and we will show you the ideas of the map. So on our left and right we have open field, but I would like there to be some trenches added, maybe some fortified areas, and some more groves for more defendable positions. We've also made it that if you try to cross the river, you are sent to the void, which means that you have to use a bridge. So that means that we could have some interesting situations in which there is a blockade on a bridge. But I would also like there to be trees growing along the riverbank and perhaps some fortifications, so we can certainly dig ourselves in and defend. We'll start off over this way quickly, where the only other bridge is. It's a very pleasant looking map, and it seems to be, well, it's a very pleasant map, and I am certainly rather surprised at the little amount of lag. I could imagine that there would be far more, but there isn't. This here needs fixing. This is where the cornfield I just showed you originally was. But I had it removed to make the hamlets more interesting. There's more horse stables here. So we'll cross over this bridge. Perhaps we do keep some sort of farmstead here as a defendable position next to the bridge. Over here's some great big fields of wheat with a big red barn in it. But that's not what I'm going to show you, because there's nothing in the barn. But as you can see here, there's a great woodland, and within that woodland, you might be able to see there's a campsite on my left. I'll turn into it now. Probably have to dismount. Seems that horses aren't exactly woodland creatures. Well, I don't believe they are. They're creatures of the open plain, aren't they? But here's a woodland, and for some reason it's already getting dark. I don't exactly know why. But there's a nice little campsite here which the rifleman could set up camp in. One of my friends has joined. I'll go and greet him at the raider spawn. Over here we have a little burning down town from, of course, the horrors of war, I suppose that's to signify. There formerly was I don't actually know what it's called, like a dummy of a Union soldier there with his legs missing, but I suppose that was a bit too violent. There are yet no guns, as this is under development, but we will but we will have some guns added. For the meantime, we'll have to have Martini Henrys, and then after that, we will try to get rifled muskets, because Omega was so gracious as to grant us rifled muskets for Fort St. Andrew, so we'll see if we can do the same here. I shall just speak to my comrade. I shouldn't say comrade, that sounds too Russian. So we'll, last thing we'll show you will be this here, and that is the American spawn. There will be a great big Union flag in there. Not as good as the flag of Dixieland. Yes, there'll be a great big Union flag in here. And I suppose they could hold their own trainings here if they so desired. But our primary enemies would be the Eagle Brigade. And as you can see, these horses are rather acrobatic when they want to be. But we'll set off down the path, and we'll finish the video with my friend, who seems to have disappeared. Oh, he's gone to play Dragon Ball. Wow. Okay, so that should be the end of this video. From Colonel Charles Aldar. Goodbye. God bless the gallant 42. God save the king, and when one must retreat, charge instead.